Hello everyone, I am Ritika Zuzgar, Assistant Professor IT Department. So in this video, we discuss about subnetting and supernetting. So first we discuss what is meant by subnetting. So in the computer network, it can be broken into the many networks or a smaller networks can be combined to form a large network depending upon our needs. So this is done by using the subnetting and supernetting. So first we discuss what is meant by subnetting. So dividing the network into the smaller continuous networks or a subnet is called as a subnetting. So subnetting is the practice of dividing a network into two or more smaller networks. So it increases routing efficiency, which helps to enhance the security of the network and reduce the size of a broadcast domain. So IP subnetting designates high order bits from the host as a part of the network prefix. So this method of subnetting divides the network into the smaller subset. It also helps you to reduce the size of the routing tables which is stored in the routers. So this subnetting method is also helps to extend the existing IP addresses base and restructure the IP addresses. Why we use the subnetting? Suppose we take a network of a class A. Okay, so in a previous video we learned about network addressing. So in that there are different classes are present: class A, class B, class C, class D and class E in the classful addressing. Okay, so here suppose we take a network of class A. So in a class A we have 2 raised to 24 host. Okay, so in the class A we have network ID and host ID. Okay, so all the 32-bit addressing, 24 addresses or 24 bits are used for the host IDs. Okay, so if we have 2 raised to 24 hosts, so to manage such a large number of hosts, it difficult. So if we divide this large network into the smaller network, then maintaining each network would be easy. If we are dividing this 24-bit address into the small parts, so it becomes easy. Okay, so here we have some important reason for using the subnetting. Why we use subnetting? First, it helps you to maximize the IP addressing efficiency. Then second is to extend the life of IPv4 protocol, and then IPv4 subnetting reduces the network traffic by eliminating the collision and broadcast traffic, and this improves the overall performance. And so this subnetting method is allows you to apply network security policies at the interconnection between the subnets. Then the next reason is to optimize IP network performance. Then facilitates the spanning of large geographical distances. Then subnetting process helps to allocate IP addresses that prevent the large number of IP network addresses from the remaining unused. And then last is the subnets are usually set up the geographically for specific offices or particular teams within a business that allows their network traffic to stay within the location. So how does the subnetting is work? So suppose we have the class C network. Okay, so we already discussed in the previous video what is how the class C is work. So in the class C network, having the network ID and having network ID and host ID. So in the class C network, we have 24 bits for the network ID and 8 bits for the host ID. All the IP addresses is in the form of a 32 bit. So among these 32 bits, 24 bits are assigned for the network ID and 8 bits are assigned for the host ID for the class C addressing. Okay. So we are going to borrow the leftmost bit of the host address and declare for identifying the subnet. So in the subnetting, we will divide. So in the subnetting, we will divide these 254 hosts logically into the two network. Okay, if we are having one network, so in the subnetting we can divide this network into the small parts. So these smaller parts are called as the subnet. So here this network is divided into the smaller parts like subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3 and so on. So in the subnetting we will divide these 254 hosts logically into the two networks. So in the classy network, we have 24 bits for the network ID and 8 bits for the host ID. So we are going to borrow the leftmost bit of the host address and declare for identifying the subnet. So bit if the leftmost bit of the host address is a 0, then it is the first subnet network. Okay, so if the host address of leftmost bit of the host address is a 0, then it is a first subnet, and if the leftmost bit of the address is a 1, then it is the second subnet network. So usually the one bit we can divide it into the two network, that is 2 raised to 1 subnet. If we want to divide it into the 4 network, then we need 2 raised to 2, that is equal to 4 networks. Okay, for the 2 raised to 2 host we require 4 network. For the 2 raised to 1 we require 1 network only. So the range of the IP address which is in the first subnet network is from 201.10.1.0 to 201.10.1.128. So the range of this IP address lies in the second subnet network is from 201.10.1.127 to 201.10.1.255. Okay, so this is the first subnet and the second subnet, and the range of this first subnet is from 10 to 127, and range of the second subnet is from 108 to the 255. Okay, after completing the subnet 1 we start our subnet 2. Here the subnet 1 is completed in the 127 range. Okay, from 0 to 127, and the second range is started from the subnet 2 is the 128 to the 255. So in the first subnet network, that is in the S1, we have total 126 hosts only because the first and the last IP address is reserved for the network ID and the direct broadcast address respectively. So similarly in the second subnet network, we have 126 hosts starting from the 128 to the 255. So overall, there are 252 usually hosts after the subnetting. So after combining this subnet 1 and subnet 2, the overall host after subnetting is a 252. Because of the subnetting, there is a loss in the number of IP addresses. Okay. The next is the this network will have two subnet as in the diagram below. So the subnet mask is represented as in this 32 bit representation. So in the first byte we have 1 1 8 times 1. In the second byte we have 1. The third time we also have 1, and the binary representation or decimal representation of this 8-bit 32-bit address is a 255.255.255.128. Okay, so this is a binary representation of a decimal representation of our 32-bit IP address. Okay. Okay. So here we have the subnet 1 and subnet 2. Between these two, we have router A, B, C, and these are the connected to the internet. Okay. So the router inside the network, the router is inside the network will have the routing table. Okay. So this is a routing table for this router. So here we have the network IDs, subnet mask and interface. So network ID is 201.101.0 and subnet mask is 255 only 128. Okay. So in the same network we have different network IDs for the host and the same subnet mask. Okay, so here we have the different network ID but the same subnet mask and interface between the A and B. So this is a routing table for a subnetting. Okay.